Now on CoastTV News.
It's a foggy start to Election Day for some. Leave extra time to get to the polls. Otherwise, a warm and dry day. Coming up, I'll have the Election Day forecast and let you know if any rain is in the future.
Versus Also Brooks, a look at the Senate race in Maryland that has received much national attention.
Caught stealing campaign signs. We have details about the arrest in Rehoboth Beach that involved a former city official.
And hundreds of homes could be coming to Lewis. Details about the proposed development that has the community talking.
This is CoastTV News Today.
It's November 5th, 2024. Good morning, everybody. I'm Paige Marley.
And good morning. I'm Elisa Weber. Matt Pensick is on assignment today. And thanks for being up with us during our 5 o'clock hour.
Yes, and can you believe it, Elisa? Today's the day.
I cannot believe it.
November 5th. It is Election Day.
I feel like we've been talking about this day for so long, and I just can't believe it's November 5th. But before we get into the election coverage, we're going to start with weather. It was foggy on my drive over this morning. What about you?
Same. Yes, a lot of fog on my way in, that thick fog. So we're going to bring in Bob right now. Bob, people should be especially careful driving to the polls if they're going early this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. Headed to the polls, headed to work, what have you, ladies. We are looking at the fog this morning. Use the low beam headlights. Leave extra distance between you and the car ahead of you and take it slow because visibility is down to a quarter mile in Salisbury, a half mile in Georgetown, and a mile and a quarter in Ocean City. In some places down to about 0. So you want to take it slow. I don't think that fog burns off till about mid-morning. It's chilly inland areas into the 40s to around 50 in Georgetown, 54 in Milton, 46 in Delmarva, with 50s, even 60s at the beaches right now. And the winds are light, conducive to the fog. So we have the dense fog. We're also seeing some stars as well. We do have high pressure in place again, and that is going to keep us dry today. It's deflecting any kind of rain well to our west and north. So here's your Election Day forecast. 40s and 50s out the door. We've got the fog until mid-morning. Otherwise, we'll start to dry it out and start to see a mix of sun and clouds. And by noon, more sun than clouds and temperatures into the mid-70s. So you can head to the polls in just a light jacket. We're looking at temperatures in the 60s at the beaches and then mid to upper 70s as we go into the afternoon hours. And then as the polls start to close this evening, the weather will be dry and temperatures into the 60s. So we're looking at a cool start and then the winds turning to the south. That will warm us up today. And you can see how the sun icons are taking over into the afternoon as the weather does improve. Much more on the Election Day forecast and when we could see some rain our way. That's coming up in just a little bit.
Thank you. New this morning, we have new information on a story that we brought you last night. According to Rehoboth Beach Police, former Rehoboth Beach Commissioner Richard Bryan is facing charges after police say he was arrested for stealing campaign signs. Now, Mike Simpler, the Republican candidate for the District 14 House seat, which represents Rehoboth Beach, says it was actually his signs that were stolen. This is according to a statement released by Simpler. Police say Bryan is charged with 2 counts of theft under $1,500 and 2 counts of criminal mischief that's under $1,000.
And today is the last day for you to cast your vote because it is Election Day. There are many big races impacting Delmarva, and we have all of the information you need to know. Starting in Delaware, you can see the candidates in the race for governor right here on your screen. Newcastle County Executive Matt Meyer is facing off against Mike Ramone, who spent 16 years as a House Minority Leader representing part of Newark.
Who their second in command could be is between these candidates we're going to show you in just a second. They're Republican Ruth Briggs King facing Democrat Kyle Evans Gay. King spent 14 years in Delaware's State House representing Georgetown. Gay was elected to the state Senate in 2020, flipping District 5 from red to blue for the first time in 40 years.
And it's a 3-way race for the lone U.S. Senate seat Democratic candidate. Delaware's current member of the House of Representatives, Lisa Blunt Rochester, is on the ballot along with Republican Eric Hansen, who has a big business experience. And also on the ballot is independent candidate Dr. Mike Katz, a former Democratic state senator from the Hokusson-Greenville areas.
And finally, the race for Congress sees Democratic candidate and Wilmington area State Senator Sarah McBride facing off against Republican challenger John Whalen, who has 20 years of experience in Delaware law enforcement. If McBride wins the election, she'll be the first transgender member of U.S. Congress.
Now looking at Maryland and one of the biggest races on Delmarva, 2 candidates are vying for the state's lone Senate seat. On your screen right now, you can see candidates Larry Hogan and Angela Also Brooks. Hogan is the immediate past Maryland governor, while Also Brooks is a county executive from Prince George's County.
With the expected win of a Senate seat in West Virginia, the Republican Party is poised to take control of Congress's upper chamber following the election. And this, of course, has brought some national focus to the Senate race in Maryland. It's an open seat. Former two-term Governor Larry Hogan has demonstrated a Republican's capable of winning in this heavily Democratic state. He is facing Prince George's County Executive Angela Alsobrooks, and the winner of this race will deal with national issues like crime.
And the border's a huge issue. My opponent runs the largest sanctuary city in Maryland, refuses to cooperate with ICE on violent, dangerous criminals. When the feds ask her to keep someone on a detainer, they refuse and just let them out on the streets.
The fact of the matter is, I not only supported law enforcement, I was law enforcement. The chief law enforcement officer in Prince George's County oversaw 50% lowering of crime when I was the chief law. I've increased police funding by 23%.
And both Hogan and Alsobrooks are attempting to replace retiring Ben Cardin, who announced last year he would not be seeking re-election.
And on the Eastern Shore, Ocean City will elect a new mayor after today's vote. On your screen right now, you can see candidates Rick Meehan, the current mayor, and town council member Peter Buis. Meehan has been mayor of the coastal town since 2006, and Buis was elected to the town council in 2020. Both are against wind farms. And with that election now just hours away, both candidates are pushing their priorities. Meehan touting his efforts to protect Ocean City's beaches. Buis is focusing on safety. Meehan ran unopposed in 2022. Ocean City's mayor would serve a 2-year term. Now we have a full list of all of the races and the candidates running for positions impacting Delmarva right now. It's on our website, CoastTV.com. Just click on the Decision 2024 tab. And if you're still planning on submitting an absentee ballot in Delaware, it's not too late, but here are some things that you need to be aware of. It must reach your county's Department of Elections by 8 p.m. tonight to count. You can drop it off at your county elections office anytime from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. today, but polling places will not be accepting those absentee ballots. From absentee to early voting, the numbers are impressive in Delaware. Here are some stats as of this morning from the Delaware Department of Elections. All across Delaware, the grand total of early voters, almost 246,000 people. More than 90,000 people have voted in Sussex already in person. On top of that, over 12,000 people in Sussex have voted through absentee ballots, making the total of Sussex County voters over 102,000 people. After months of campaigning, a late switch in the candidates for the Democrats, a single debate, and a final sprint through the swing states, voters across the country are finally getting a say in the race for the White House. And according to officials, the finish line in the race could be in Pennsylvania. NBC's Jay Gray shows us what to expect as Election Day continues.
For Vice President Kamala Harris, the campaign ends with a star-studded party on the Rocky Steps in Philly and one last pitch to voters.
It is my pledge to you that if you give me a chance to fight on your behalf as president, there is nothing in the world that will stand in my way.
Think of it. This is it. This is the last one that we're going to have to do.
While former President Donald Trump closes things out with a raucous crowd and a call to help him finish his comeback tour with a win.
With your vote tomorrow, we can fix every single problem our country faces and lead America, indeed the world, to new heights of glory.
After months of promises and prodding, often pulling no punches, the only message that matters now comes from the silence of voting booths across the country and from many who cast their ballots ahead of Election Day.
I know who I'm voting for. I actually just dropped off my ballots a few minutes ago.
78 million Americans voted early, either in person or by mail. Not as many as 4 years ago during the pandemic, but more than 2012 and 2016. Many saying this election could be decided by just tens of thousands of votes from a half dozen or so swing states. Topping the list, Pennsylvania, a state both campaigns say is vital to winning the White House, and where residents say they're worn out from the back and forth, the attention, and the constant reminders that come every time they turn on a TV.
Hopefully the commercials stop. Yeah, I think we have to accept that whoever wins isn't going to ruin our country, and we just have to kind of close that divide that's been going on through the election.
It's one of the few things voters on both sides seem to agree on. Jay Gray, NBC News, Philadelphia.
And tonight, make sure you tune in to Coast TV for your election night coverage. We'll be covering the races that impact us here on Delmarva.
And there are plans being proposed to build 360 homes just off of Route 1 in Lewis, and it's an area that has sparked a lot of debate over the years. An LLC called Seaside at Lewis wants to develop hundreds of single-family homes on this lot, which is 240-acre property at the northeast corner of Route 1 and Cave Neck Road. Originally, this parcel was set to be the mega Overbrook Town Center, but pushback from the community led the council to reject those plans in 2016. But in 2020, a developer purchased the neighboring parcel to expand that project, doubling it in size. Some locals told CoastTV they don't think that Sussex County is ready for this.
The infrastructure is way behind the rate of development, and that's a real concern. Somehow there has to be greater coordination. Many areas have what is referred to as concurrency, and that is that the infrastructure is built and that a development can take place. That's not the case here in Sussex County, and that really needs to change.
A public hearing for this subdivision is scheduled before the Sussex County Planning and Zoning Commission on Wednesday, November 20th at 3 p.m.
For those who may be unfamiliar, this project has changed over time. It's faced 2 denials in the past. Sussex County Council denied the first Overbrook application in a 4-1 vote in 2016. However, Council was court ordered to rehear the application, and in 2018 they did that and also shot it down again. Plans to build 135 homes on 64 acres were later approved. According to planning documents, up to 236 homes were proposed for the site in totality, though again, that is now up to 359. The lot has doubled from 114 acres to 240.
And we have an in-depth article on this proposed development and the history of the project on our website. Just search Overbrook.
And this does now bring us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know what concerns you the most about development on Route 1 and Cave Neck Road.
And so far it looks like increased traffic is winning with 77%. And the next highest vote is the loss of open space at 12%. Environmental impact is 8% of the votes, and changing area feel has 3% of the votes. And if you haven't voted yet, you can still do so on CoastTV.com and on our mobile app.
All right, well, we're just getting started this morning on Coast TV News Today.
We still have a lot more news to get to this morning on Coast TV News Today, and coming up, we have the Milton Winery woes. We'll tell you how one business is looking for community support.
Also ahead, the coastal burn ban continues as fire officials deal with brush fires impacting Delmarva, why one official says the ban is so important and hoping for an end.
And a major Rehoboth roadwork project will finally be underway this week. We'll tell you what area crews will start with and when the work will take place. All that and more when Coast TV News Today continues.
Ride the wave of Delmarva's vibrant coastal vibes with Coast Life. From hidden gems to sun-kissed trends and captivating local tales. Dive deep and immerse yourself in our coastal rhythm. Catch Coast Life weekdays at 4 on Coast TV.
Foul odors, discolored water, are you running out of hot water more quickly? These are all signs of sediment buildup in your water heater. And as the buildup becomes more severe, it can even cause a premature tank failure. Flushing the tank periodically can prevent these problems. FH Fur has you covered. Get a water heater flush for $49. That's right, a complete water heater flush for only $49. Act now and get a plumbing inspection free.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com.
As a math teacher, Matt Meyer knows that Delaware's tax system isn't adding up. So he has a plan to fix it. Give middle-class families a tax cut, invest in schools, and lower costs. But Mike Ramone's plan gives tax breaks to the ultra-rich, which could cut education by nearly $175 million. Matt Meyer knows these numbers don't add up. He'll make state taxes fair so families can get ahead. Vote Matt Meyer for governor.
There are many signs that can indicate your loved ones are struggling to take care of themselves. Poor hygiene, a messy house, unexplained weight loss, the list goes on. In-home care is a delicate subject, but can greatly improve their quality of life. Express your concerns without accusing. Involve them in decisions and enlist the help of others.
Homewell Care Services provides quality in-home care 24/7 or short-term care when you need it most. To learn more about Homewell Care Services, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
What did you do?
I struck him.
He popped me from behind. It sounded like thunder in my ear.
As a result of your bad temper, he had to lose his front teeth.
Next, Judge Judy.
Tuesday at 2 on Coast TV.
5:14 on this foggy election day morning. Spicer Brothers, Cameron, Salisbury showing us socked in with the fog. Take it slow out there. 47 degrees, half-mile visibility in Georgetown. Only a quarter-mile in Salisbury. A little better in Ocean City. The good side to this, at least we're seeing some moisture. The bad side is, well, you have to take it slow and use the low-beam headlights. 40s and 50s out the door. A little milder at the beaches right now. So we've got some of the fog out there. Some of the stars, too. The fog will burn off mid-morning as we still have high pressure in place, and we are looking at a better looking afternoon to head to the polls, but heading to work and school and to the polls this morning, dense fog. That's why I gave it the red light. And then for the afternoon, much better. Gave it the green light for this evening if you're coming home from work and heading to the polls. Dry and mild conditions.
Thank you, Bob. And happening today, we now know that that big Rehoboth Avenue repaving project will begin tonight. It's going to start with milling, and that will take place at 8 p.m. after the polls close tonight on election night. The city says work will go from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Sunday through Friday, and the first section will be between 2nd Street and the boardwalk.
Happening today, the long-awaited Rehoboth Avenue project will begin. Oh, Elisa, you were just letting us know that about the milling project. So again, that's at 8 o'clock tonight. Now, we are moving on to a roadway in Millville that is clear after officials say a fuel spill closed roads on Monday. According to Millville authorities, that spill was caused by a garbage truck. Hydraulic fluid spilled on Central Ave and Windmill Drive before that truck came to a stop. Millville Fire Captain Doug Scott explains how dangerous this could have been if they didn't pour 25 bags of absorbent on the fluid.
Hydraulic fluid on the roadway would have been an extremely slippery situation. The important thing is to get this cleaned up and to get it absorbed and then cleaned up.
Now, officials say the hydraulic fluid has now been absorbed and both sides of that road are now operational. Still ahead this morning on CoastTV News Today, as long as we don't see rain, that burn ban stays in place on Delmarva. We're going to tell you what officials say about its purpose for safety.
And we're taking a look at the Dry-Tech cam right now. You can see the fog along the coast, 60 degrees, and a foggy start for a lot of folks on this election day. So take it slow on the way to the polls, but then improving conditions throughout the day. I'll break down the forecast for election day and talk about some rain chances coming up next in your full forecast.
Listen to Big 107.7, Delmarva's classic rock station.
I'm Larry Hogan, and I approve this message. Like you, I'm fed up with all the political BS. You know me. You know my proven record of reaching across the aisle to find common ground. I'm not just another Republican. I'll make your life more affordable and support a woman's right to choose. You know I have the courage to put people over politics and country over party. And I'll be the same strong, independent leader I've always been. Join us. I'm asking for your trust and your vote.
Is your cookware scratched inside and an eyesore on the outside? Introducing Gotham Steel Hammered Cream Cookware. Forged with an authentic hammered design, engineered with extremely strong titanium and tri-coated with ultra non-stick ceramic. Gotham Steel features double the non-stick release. Now you can cook healthier without all the butter or oil. Get this huge 15-piece set for 4 payments of $49.99 with free shipping.
To order, call 1-800-513-6408.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. It paid for me to be the first person in my family to go to school and graduate debt-free. That education helped me get to the first day at my career, a job that I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job and the home loan benefits I got from my service helped me buy my first home. And I take pride knowing I will be the first to respond if my community ever needs me.
To learn more, visit nationalguard.com/DC.
Since 1925, Avery Hall has been the go-to insurance agency for those who want quality service with a personal touch. Our unique consultative approach is all about you. Our agents take the time to understand your specific needs and craft coverage that protects your assets and offers peace of mind, whether it's employee benefits, individual, or business insurance. Avery Hall isn't just an insurance agency. We are a cornerstone of Delmarva and are committed to supporting and protecting the communities we call home. Avery Hall, insurance solutions for today's world.
Listen to Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. We're Delmarva proud.
The time is now 5:19, and we're going to take a live look outside into Ocean City right now. And Bob, this morning when I was driving, it It was foggy, and I saw deer. That's the worst combo when you're driving when it's dark. The deer scared me, but the good thing is, if you're going to the polls today, you don't have to wait in the rain, which we do need the rain, though.
That is true. That is true. And then I guess the flip side to seeing the fog, Elisa, is that we have some moisture. So at least it's not bone dry, but a soaking rain would be nice. All right, the day is here. General election today. Heading out to the polls this morning around 8 o'clock. It's foggy. Use a low beam headlights, take it extra slow, 56 degrees. By noon, much better, sun and clouds 74. By 4 o'clock, 76. And then you probably need that light jacket this evening around 64 degrees. And just a reminder, the polls open at 7 a.m. and then they close at 8 p.m. We are socked in with the fog right now. Only a quarter-mile visibility in Salisbury and Georgetown. Some places down to 0. So if you can delay travel this morning, do so for a couple of hours or at least till mid-morning, and 3/4 of a mile in Ocean City. And our streak continues now, 39 straight days without any rain, but there is hope on the horizon. And here's the list of the top 5 driest periods. We are firmly entrenched in first place now with 39 days and counting, and we've got more on the way. We're looking at temperatures out the door in the 40s and 50s, so not frosty, just foggy this morning and a little milder at the coast, 60 in Ocean City, as we have a light southwesterly wind. So we have the fog, and you might be able to see the stars as well through some of the fog and low clouds as we have high pressure in place. And once again, this high is deflecting any kind of rain up and around this ridge of high pressure. You can see it pretty stormy across the plains right now to the Midwest and even into New England. So this high is just blocking everything out. But eventually we will see a front come through, give us a little chance of rain tomorrow. But here's election day this morning. We're seeing the fog burning off mid-morning. Otherwise, temperatures in the 60s. By noon, we're into the mid-70s. Don't need that jacket heading out to the polls at 3 o'clock with 76 to 78 degrees inland. A little cooler at the beaches, maybe a jacket required there. And then heading to the polls this evening, temperatures in the 60s with clear skies, maybe a little bit of fog by Wednesday morning, and then very warm as we go into your Wednesday afternoon, 70s to around 80 degrees, near record warmth as we head into that time period. Then we increase the clouds as we go into Thursday with a cold front heading our way. I'm hoping for a little bit of rain. I don't know. We'll see clouds, and the breeze is picking up out of the north in the afternoon. Maybe a shower or two with the cold front. Right now, not expecting a steady rain. But the winds are picking up out of the south as we go through the next couple of days, bringing in the warm air, but also elevating the fire danger as well. We'll see that southwest wind shift to the north on Thursday as it does cool down, as we're looking at dry conditions Friday and into the weekend as well. But there is hope on the horizon for rain, maybe later Saturday and then Sunday, and then look at this, into Monday. That would be nice if that comes true. We'll have to see about that. We definitely need the rain. Paul Davis, 7-day forecast, 76 today, 80 Wednesday, and then that shower chance Thursday. Not a big chance. It does cool down into the 60s for highs Friday into the weekend, and then a better rain chance Sunday, and then Veterans Day could be a little rainy. We'll have to see about that. And our umbrella giveaway winner today is John Bishop from Rehoboth Beach. Congratulations, John. You have a brand new umbrella from Paul Davis and Coast TV.
Bethany Beach police will continue investigating after this home fire broke out Monday night. On your screen right now, you can see it's that heavy smoke, the flames coming out of that house as firefighters work to put out those flames. Several fire companies responded to that scene. No word just yet on any injuries or the cause of that fire there in Bethany Beach, but we'll keep you posted as more information becomes available.
And happening now, counties across Delmarva have seen little to no rain over the past couple of weeks. Now the Maryland Department of Natural Resources is implementing a statewide ban on the open air burning. This means you can no longer do beach bonfires, charcoal grilling, fire pits, or campfires of any kind. One fire marshal from Worcester County says it's been rare to see a statewide ban, but safety comes first.
It's just a time where everybody needs to be safe. No outside fires of any sort. If you do see something, report it. See something, say something.
According to Owens, the statewide ban will stay in effect until we start to see more rain. And up next on Coast TV News today, Milton Winery woes. We'll tell you why one business says it's actually been closed for almost a year.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Enjoy 10 songs in a row. Sponsored by Pohanga Kia of Salisbury.
Get the Coast TV First Alert weather app with live satellite and radar, severe weather alerts, and extended forecast. Download the free CoastTV First Alert Weather app, sponsored by Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. Download the CoastTV News app on your Apple or Android devices.
Make sure your neighborhood feels like home with landscaping and property services by Herker Property Maintenance. We combine science and art to create and maintain the landscape masterpiece you've always dreamed of. We can handle the largest developments and commercial properties all over and provide a consistent data evaluation to keep your property perfectly maintained. Clean, innovative, fast, reliable, from landscaping to pavement services and everything in between. Take an innovative approach with Herker Property Maintenance.
18 years ago, we founded Community Bank Delaware with the goal of providing high-quality banking services to our local community. Here you meet with decision makers, people just like you who live in and love this community. We provide the newest banking technologies to our customers, supported by our local team of banking professionals. Our bank serves clients throughout Sussex County, and we continue to grow, all thanks to you. Community Bank Delaware, where community matters.
Did you know there's more than one way to sell your home? If you can wait and want top dollar, use a real estate agent. But if you have tight deadlines, need fast cash, or just want to walk away, you might consider a professional home buyer. In less than 30 days, without making any repairs, waiting on buyer financing, or endless negotiations, your home could be sold. Delmarva Dave is here to help. For more information about Delmarva Dave, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
Hi y'all, it's April from Coast Country, and every Tuesday I get the honor of highlighting an amazing teacher right here on Delmarva with Teacher Feature. If you know a teacher who deserves some extra love, those who go above and beyond every day, head to coastcountry.com and nominate them today. Then tune in each Tuesday to hear their story. Teacher Feature right here every Tuesday at 11 on Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. Sponsored by Coastal Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning and Vernon Powell Shoes.
Twin Branch Winery in Milton has been closed for nearly a year, but they don't want to be. Manager Katie Hart says they've been struggling with permitting issues with Sussex County, but when they wanted to expand, they actually had their existing license revoked, leaving some locals stunned.
We hear from our customers that they're waiting for them to reopen. This was a good business in our community, and the county really needs to address it.
The case will go before the Sussex County Planning and Zoning Commission coming up on November 20th. Right now, though, another check-in with Bob. A foggy start to our morning. Take extra caution on the way to the polls or work or wherever you're going this morning.
But Bob said it is a good day to go to the beach, Bob. He said it's pretty warm out for a November day.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, once the fog burns off, ladies, we're in good shape, but take it slow in the fog this morning. If you can delay travel, wait till about 9 a.m. But at the beaches, kind of cloudy, foggy early, and then the sun will come out. We'll see 70s as we go into the afternoon, obviously cooling down to 5, which at that time is dark now, into the 60s, and then Lewis and Rehoboth fog early on, some of that dense, otherwise 70s as we go through the day, and then 60s if you're heading to the polls this evening. On the Bayside, Cambridge is foggy this morning, and then temperatures into low 70s this afternoon. Waves only 1 foot on Chesapeake Bay, and Crisfield, you're seeing highs into the 60s after morning fog. Much more on your election day forecast, and hopes for rain on the horizon. More on that coming up in the next half hour.
Bob, thank you. Also coming up after the break, Milton could be the home of the new Dunkin' Donuts. We'll tell you how some locals are responding.
And it's election day, and we could be a few hours away from electing our next president. We'll tell you what each candidate focused on in the final push before the big vote. Stay with us on Coast TV News Today.
These fields are empty now, but soon they'll be alive.
Some teams can only dream to play it because they can't afford it. And that is why Toyota is sponsoring Delmarva's Dream Team.
We're looking for teams from any sport and any level. Each month, your Delmarva Toyota dealer will give one local team a $1,000 grant. And after the year, one finalist will receive an additional $3,000.
Nominate your dream team at DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com under the Features tab.
DSN's Delmarva's Dream Team, sponsored by your local Toyota dealer.
Smell funky? Get Skunky, the Shower Anywhere sponges that clean all your funky parts from your head to your feet and everything in between. Just add water, work it into a rich lather, and it's ready to use. Skunky effectively lifts and removes oil and dirt from your skin and hair without any rinsing required. Just towel dry and you're done without any sticky residue. Skunky is ideal for contractors or anyone who works outdoors. A hiking, fishing, or camping trip wouldn't be complete without Skunky. Skunky is a game changer for all ages and a must for elder care. Call now and get 20 Skunky 60-second shower pads for only $9.99. But wait, order now and we'll send you 5 more absolutely free. That's 25 showers for only $9.99. There's a strict limit of 1 family pack per order at this incredibly low price. Order now.
To order, call 1-800-615-9517 or visit GetSkunky.com. That's GetSkunky.com. Order now.
Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with my Bionic Blade, the new handheld blender that's rechargeable, so you can make a fast, healthy shake anywhere. It has the motor and blades built right into the lid, so blend a shake at the gym, make pina coladas by poolside, or grind coffee beans for an iced cold brew on the go.
Get the Bionic Blade for just $29.99 with free shipping. You'll also get 2 sipping lids, a second container, and the sports lid. Get it all for just $29.99. Order now.
Now on CoastTV News.
It's a foggy start to our election day. Leave extra time to get to the polls. Otherwise, a warm and dry day. Coming up, I'll have the election day forecast and let you know if any rain is in our future.
That sign details about an arrest made for stealing campaign signs. That involved a former coastal community official.
More food options could be coming to Milton. We have details about the plans to bring a Dunkin' and more to the town.
Absentee ballots are still being accepted in Delaware, but you need to know if you want your vote to count.
This is CoastTV News Today.
Thank you so much for joining us as we continue this morning. I'm Paige Marley.
And I'm Elisa Weber. It's Tuesday, November 5th, 2024, and it is 5:31 a.m.
And it is an exciting morning, Elisa.
It's an exciting morning, and that's not just because we get to talk to Bob.
Oh, that's sweet of you. That's right. Bob, elections, schmelection. We get to talk to you and hear about the weather.
Talking to Bob makes your morning.
I think it does, too. He's a joyful guy
I
every
hope
day.
he says the same about us.
I love working with you ladies as well. What can I say? But of course, the big story is it's election day. The big day is here, and we do have a weather hazard in the form of dense fog this morning. Only a quarter-mile visibility at Georgetown, a half-mile in Salisbury, 3/4 of a mile at Ocean City. So you know the drill. Use the low-beam headlights. Take it slow. Leave extra space between you and the car ahead of you. And delay travel if you can. If you can wait to go to the polls maybe later in the morning or afternoon, do so at that time. 40s and 50s out the door, so it's not frosty, it's just foggy. Mild in Ocean City, 60 degrees as the winds are light or calm right now. We have the fog. We also are seeing the stars poking through too. What we have is high pressure still in place, and that will provide a nice election day for us as that's deflecting all the rain to our west and north. So here's Futurecast showing that fog this morning, burning off by mid-morning and then warming up too by noon. Heading to the polls, don't need a jacket. Temperatures in the 70s, upper 70s around 3, cooler at the beaches. And then for this evening, as the polls are closing down, we're looking at temperatures into the 60s. But be extra cautious this morning. A lot of folks going to the polls and kids going to school. It's foggy, 50 degrees, and then heading home much better. Good visibility, dry and mild, and 75.
Thank you so much, Bob. And new this morning, we have more information about a story we brought to you on Monday night. According to the Rehoboth Beach Police, former Rehoboth Beach Commissioner Richard Byrne is facing charges after police say he was arrested for stealing campaign signs. Now, Mike Simpler, the Republican candidate for the District 14 House seat, which represents Rehoboth Beach, says it was his signs that were stolen. This is according to a statement released by Simpler, and police say Byrne is charged with 2 counts of theft under $1,500 and 2 counts of criminal mischief under $1,000.
Today's the last day you have to cast your vote. If you haven't heard, it's Election Day. There are many big races impacting Delmarva. We have all the information for you to know. So starting in Delaware, we're going to show you the candidates in the race for governor right there on your screen. Newcastle County Executive Matt Meyer facing off against Mike Ramone, who spent 16 years as House Minority Leader representing part of Newark.
In Sussex County, the fight for the District 3 county seat, where Republican incumbent Mark Schaefer faces Democrat challenger Jane Grunebaum. District 3 covers the Cape Henlopen School District and extends from Slaughter Beach down to Dewey. Republican Mark Schaefer has held this seat since 2020 and Democratic Jane Grunebaum is the co-founder of the Sussex Preservation Coalition. One major issue of contention, Grunebaum is a voluntary school assessment, a fee passed on developers that would benefit schools, whereas Schaefer has opposed this.
In Sussex County, District 14, candidates running for office there and Rehoboth Beach Volunteer Fire Company President Mike Simpler and Claire Snyder Hall, who recently served as the executive director for an organization Common Cause. Both are making their first run at public office. District 14 covers Rehoboth Beach and Dewey Beach areas.
And District 36, which covers the Milford, Ellendale, Lincoln area, also has candidates on the ballot. Current seat holder, Republican Brian Shoup, has held that office since 2018. He is being challenged by Roni Baltazar Lopez. Baltazar Lopez was the youngest person elected to the Milford School Board ever.
On the Eastern Shore, we're going to go to Ocean City. They'll be electing a new mayor after today's vote. We're going to show you on your screen the candidates: Rick Meehan, current mayor, and town council member Peter Buis. Meehan has been mayor of the coastal town since 2006. Buis was elected to town council in 2020. Both of them are against wind farms.
And if you're still planning on submitting an absentee ballot in Delaware, it's not too late, but there are some things that you need to be aware of. It must reach your county's Department of Elections by 8 p.m. tonight in order to count. You can drop it off at your county elections office anytime from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. today, but polling places will not be accepting those absentee ballots.
And in the final day before the election, well, really hours before the election, both candidates fought to the very end. Former President Donald Trump making his final stop on the campaign trail in Grand Rapids, Michigan. That was Monday night. And this while Vice President Harris visited Pittsburgh and Philadelphia on Monday. The two candidates expressed what their presidency would look like. Both spoke on major impacting American families, inflation, and the economy.
Together, we will build an economy where we bring down the cost of living. We will ban corporate price gouging on groceries. We will make housing and childcare more affordable. We will cut taxes for workers, for middle-class families and small businesses. We will lower health care costs, including the cost of home care for seniors.
We're going to turn our country around. I will end inflation very quickly. You know how we're going to end it? By drilling and drilling and drill. Energy is going to bring everything down.
And after months of campaigning and a contentious debate, we could really just only hours away from electing our next president. We'll see what happens.
And tonight, make sure to tune to CoastTV for election coverage. We will be covering the races that impact us here on Delmarva. And there are plans being proposed to build 360 homes just off of Route 1 in Lewis. And it's an area that has sparked a lot of debate over the years. An LLC called Seaside at Lewis wants to develop hundreds of single-family home lots on this 240-acre property at the northeast corner of Route 1 and Cave Neck Road. Originally, this parcel was sent to be the mega Overbrook Town Center, but pushback from the community led the council to reject those plans in 2016. In 2020, a developer purchased the neighboring parcel to expand the project, doubling it in size. A public hearing for this subdivision is scheduled before the Sussex County Planning and Zoning Commission on Wednesday, November 20th at 3 p.m.
There's an in-depth article on this proposed development and the history of the project on our website. Just go to our website and then search Overbrook. Well, if you live in Milton, some new fast food options may be on the way. In addition to that McDonald's that's already being built on Broadkill Road, a Dunkin' Donuts and potentially another unnamed eatery are being eyed for Cypress Grove.
And the Milton Town Council met on Monday to discuss a petition that would make this possible. And as CoastTV reporter Brendan Conroy tells us, those who live in Milton know the town is growing.
Milton is growing, and more people means more hungry mouths to feed. A new Dunkin' Donuts has plans over near Cypress Grove, and a second shop of some kind could join them. But first, they needed the green light to partition their land, basically to split it. They got that tonight from Town Council.
And John Collier, yes, because it meets all the requirements for partitioning.
With that ruling made, another shop can now be built right next to the new Dunkin' set to go up soon. Mike and Dorothy Kazala live in Milton together and say these additions are a good thing for the town, if not rushed.
As long as it's not fast and furious, you know, because everything else has got to catch up to it.
Some of our viewers will remember the intense pushback that the new McDonald's got when it was first pitched. But so far, the process for Dunkin' and this franchise to be named later has been smoother. Alan Benson works with the Milton Historical Society and says even in a town like Milton, quicker options can have their benefits.
Families need places to eat that, that are not going to break the bank. I mean, like in places like McDonald's, like Dunkin' Donuts for breakfast sometimes. I mean, those are the places that you need to have. We're a growing community.
Milton might be known for its small-town feel and historic charm, but like other coastal hotspots, it is growing every day. For the people who live in Milton and those that were at the meeting on Monday, they know it's an older type of town, but as change is inevitable and the town starts to grow, they say it's only going to give more opportunities to the people who live here. In Milton, Brendan Conroy, Coast TV News.
All right, we still have a lot more news to get to this morning on Coast TV News Today.
Coming up, fighting brush fires in Georgetown. We'll tell you how busy the Georgetown fire officials have been since the Delmarva drought has continued. And Smyrna and Cape Henlopen are headed back to the state final in field hockey. We'll show you how both teams got there last night.
And coming up next, we have a look at return day prep. So stick with us here on Coast TV News Today.
Get ready, Delmarva. Excitement and incredible savings have arrived at Gateway Subaru. Save up to $3,200 on a new 2025 Subaru Outback with financing rates as low as 1.9% for 48 months. Or save up to $2,300 off a new 2024 Subaru Crosstrek with financing rates as low as 1.9% for 48 months. And be among the first to drive the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. Stop in and reserve yours today. Gateway Subaru, just minutes from the beaches in the heart of Delmarva. Higher standards.
For every season, every weather moment, stay ahead with the CoastTV First Alert Weather Phone. Just call 443-880-9100. Your forecast just a call away. Sponsored by the law offices of Baird, Mandalas, Brockstead, and Federico.
The Paw Patrol is on a roll to a city near you with a brand new show. You and your kids will see your favorite pups live on stage in Paw Patrol Live, Heroes Unite. Join Ryder and the pups in this interactive adventure across the globe. With audience participation and more characters than ever before, this is one adventure you won't want your family to miss. For tickets, visit PawPatrolLive.com.
Playing White Comico Civic Center November 16th and 17th. Tickets are on sale now at PawPatrolLive.com.
Fall's the time to give your lawn the attention it deserves. The cooler weather and optimal soil conditions make it the perfect time for overseeding and fertilizing. Visit Johnson's knowledgeable staff for proper steps using our lawn checklist to allow newly seeded grass to establish before the harsh winter arrives. Our grass seed is formulated for sandy soil on the eastern shore containing no inert matter. Also, don't forget to create your fall masterpiece at our Dunbar or grab supplies to feed your feathered friends. Johnson's Seed and Feed, your local team to keep your grass green.
As America decides its future, Coast TV brings you the latest updates and results on the key races shaping our community. Decision 2024, tonight on Coast TV, CoastTV.com, and the Coast TV News app.
5:42 on this election day morning. The big story is the dense fog this morning. Tidal Health Cam showing us socked in Salisbury right now, 48 degrees. There is a brand new dense fog advisory, Dorchester, Somerset, Wycomico, Worcester counties until 9 a.m. This does not include Delaware, but we are also seeing that dense fog, quarter mile in Georgetown right now, half mile in Salisbury, 3/4 of a mile in Ocean City. So take it slow, use the low beam headlights, and take your time to get to the polls and to work and school. 40s and 50s out the doors, so don't have to worry about frost. Let's have to worry about the dense fog until about 9 a.m., and then we will see sun and clouds with high pressure. If you're going for a jog, watch for the fog early on. Otherwise, sun and clouds and temperatures warming through the 60s and then 70s later in the morning to around the noon hour. Remember, another way to get your forecast is the Coast TV First Alert Weather Phone, sponsored by Baird, Mandalas, Brockstead, and Federico.
Thank you, Bob. Get ready to plan some alternate routes for Wednesday and Thursday because Return Day is returning to Georgetown. The town began preparing Monday for the county holiday, where the returns of the election are read 2 days after the big day. It's a big day of bipartisanship. Also, there's going to be some vendors and a parade. Georgetown's town manager, Gene Dvornik, has a piece of advice for the first-timers in Sussex County.
Be patient. Watch for traffic because it gets to be a little bit of a hairy mess with some of the detours. That's a little more complicated this year with Pine Street closed, but just come, relax, enjoy, and have fun and enjoy everything Georgetown has to offer.
The circle closes at 4 p.m. on Wednesday, November 6th. It will remain closed to traffic until the end of ceremonies on the circle on Thursday, November 7th.
And CoastTV will have extensive coverage of Return Day, so be sure to join us on Thursday for this day of bipartisanship in Delmarva Flair on November 7th.
The Marion Institute is gearing up for its annual fundraiser this month. The event is back on Saturday, November 16th. It's at the Henlopen Hotel in Rehoboth Beach. A night of live music, wine tasting, and auctions. Proceeds support Mayor's rescue work for marine animals in Delaware.
Rehoboth is hosting a musical tribute to our veterans this Sunday. It's at 3 p.m. at the Rehoboth Beach Convention Center, and this event is free but accepting donations to benefit a charity providing scholarships to the spouses and children of disabled or fallen veterans.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Good morning, sports fans. The rematch is set yet again in field hockey. Smyrna and Cape Henlopen will meet for the 4th straight state title coming up this weekend. The Eagles roll past Middletown 8-0. Drew Moffitt scored 4 goals in the win. Ava Pierce added a hat trick. McKenna Wilson had one of her own. Smyrna returns to the final in search of its 2nd title in 3 years. Cape Henlopen had a tougher time, but the Vikings prevailed. 2-1 the final over Charter School of Wilmington. Vikings take on Smyrna this Saturday to try and capture a 7th state title in the last 8 years. We'll have coverage from Delaware State coming up this Saturday at 4 for the final. Last night was also a welcome return to the home of the Skipjacks for Chesapeake College men's basketball. The Skipjacks poured in 21 threes in a 116-74 win over Penn Highlands. That is a new program record. Local star LaShawn Moody dropped 18 points in the win. That man, Brandon Hooks, and Willie Jones both scored over 20 in the victory. In College Park, Maryland thumped Manhattan 79-49 the season opener. Derek Queen dropped 22 points and 20 rebounds. That's the first 2020 game for a Terp since Joe Smith back in 1995. Things went a little rougher for UMES men's basketball in Nashville against Vanderbilt in the opener. The Hawks fell 102-63. UMES continues its road trip, playing Penn this Thursday. That's it for sports. Have a great day, everybody.
And coming up tonight on DSN, your game of the night, Easton faces off against Cambridge South Dorchester on the football field. You can watch that game at 7. Then stay tuned for the final score at 10:30 on DSN Plus. You can watch that game of the night at 7 p.m. as well.
Dense fog, that's a big story this election day morning. You can see the fog on our Spicer Brothers camp, some places down to 0 visibility. Take it slow out there, and our election day will be improving. I'll have the forecast for the polls and more on a good-looking forecast in the days to come, and some rain chances finally as well. Your complete forecast in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
Listen to Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. We are Delmarva proud.
Many parents assume that the vision screening at the pediatrician's office is all that's required. While vision screening is an important first step, it's not the same as a comprehensive eye exam. There are some serious eye diseases that are not detected at a regular screening. The American Optometric Association advises that the first eye exam be at the age of 3.
Dr. Tracy Boss is accepting new patients, including pediatrics, at Chesapeake Eye Centers in Salisbury and Berlin. For more about Chesapeake Eye, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
Wow, it's so much bigger than you realize. East Coast Tile and Flooring has the largest selection of tile from around the world. And they are the only Dow Tile Premier showroom on the shore. They have the knowledge and expertise to assist architects, designers, and homeowners, and are fully licensed to take on any job from start to finish. Family owned and operated since 1947. Call East Coast Tile and Flooring today for a design consultation.
Ride the wave of Delmarva's vibrant coastal vibes with Coast Life. From hidden gems to sun-kissed trends and captivating local tales. Dive deep and immerse yourself in our coastal rhythm. Catch Coast Life weekdays at 4 on CoastTV.
Are you suffering from hair loss? Maybe you need to cut a few pounds. Ready to start dating again? Well, here at East Coast Plumbing, Heating, and Air, we can help you with none of that.
But what we can help you with is plumbing repairs, drain cleaning, tub and showers, water heaters, air conditioning, heat pumps, gas furnaces, and sewer and water main replacements. Stop dealing with chamois that don't work and call Delmarva's top service provider.
East Coast Plumbing, Heating, and Air! Or find us online at eastcoastplumbing247.com. Forget about it.
What did you do?
I struck him.
He popped me from behind. It sounded like thunder in my ear.
As a result of your bad temper, he had to lose his front teeth.
Next, Judge Judy. Tuesday at 2 on Coast TV.
Time is now 5:49 on your Tuesday. We're going to go take a live look at Salisbury. Very hazy and foggy there, Bob, but that's not really a surprise. We're seeing that in a lot of areas.
We really are, Paige. And, you know, we have to take it slow. We have people, kids going to school, a lot of folks heading out to the polls that opened this morning. So be extra vigilant. If you can delay going to the polls a few hours, that's the best option. We have a brand new dense fog advisory, Dorchester, Somerset, Wycomico, and Worcester counties. That goes until 9 a.m. Now, we also have the dense fog in Delaware, so don't let your guard down there. But a good chunk of Maryland and Delaware, including, Maryland and Virginia, including Salisbury, until 9 a.m. with that dense fog advisory, where we have a half-mile visibility in Salisbury, quarter mile in Georgetown, 3/4 of a mile in Ocean City, and in between 0 in some places. So once again, take it slow. Here is your general election day forecast. 8 a.m. we have the fog, 56. It should burn off by about 9. By noon, we're seeing more in the way of sunshine and mild temperature, 74. At 4, 76, a mix of sun and clouds. Then you'll need that jacket as the polls close at 8 o'clock, 64. And just a reminder, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Those are the hours for the polls today. Days without rain, we continue to increase the number now to 39 days. The old record was 34. So we look at the list of the top 5 driest periods. We are well in first place now, running away with it with 39 days, and we'll continue to add to that in the days to come. A little chance for rain in the future. More on that coming up. But 40s and 50s out the door, even 60 in Ocean City right now with light winds. So we have that dense fog. We can see the stars through the fog as well. Otherwise, we're looking at high pressure, and this ridge is deflecting all the bad weather, or the rain, the good weather that we need, well to our west, with severe weather across the plains and Midwest, and then even rain into New England with that dome of high pressure keeping us high and dry for your election day. So we've got the fog this morning, and then that will quickly burn off mid-morning, and then good visibility after that. 60s this morning, and then by noon around 75 in Millsboro, 73 in Seaford. So heading to the polls late morning into the afternoon, probably a better bet. By 3 p.m., mild, mid to upper 70s, 60s at the coast. And then if you're still heading out to the polls this evening, it looks good. Temperatures in the 60s and clear, maybe a little bit of fog developing overnight, not as dense as this morning. And then a mild start on your Wednesday morning in the low 60s. And then we're looking at near record highs tomorrow afternoon. Those winds kick up from the southwest, 70s to around 80 degrees. Clouds increase Wednesday night. A cold front on Thursday increases the clouds, and I'm hoping for a little bit of rain. It's not going to be a drought buster. Winds turn to the north behind the front, and it does start to cool down from the 70s into the 60s. But we see the winds kicking up, and that will increase fire danger once again as we go through the next couple of days. At times, those winds will be gusty, and then shifting to the north as we go into your Thursday as cooler air builds in. We're looking dry Friday into a good part of the weekend, and then there is hope for a little bit of rain. Later Sunday, the clouds increase. We see some showers, and then Monday, this is better news. I know this is Veterans Day, but we have a better chance of rain as we go into that time period. Let's hope that happens. Paul Davis, 7-day forecast, 76 today for Election Day, 80 on Wednesday, and then that shower chance Thursday. Friday, 67, and then it's 60s for the upcoming weekend. Dry Saturday, some rain later Sunday. Right now, Veterans Day, a chance of showers, and 71.
Bob, and here on your screen right now, you can see crews in Georgetown drowning out the lingering embers roughly 14 hours after responding to a separate brush fire on Sunday night. That's been the reality for firefighters in the town. First responders are urging the public to continue adhering to the burn bans, and neighbors say that this morning opened her eyes to how fast a fire can spread.
It made us feel kind of anxious, like there's a lot going on, and like we're worried about our house, and like we didn't know this was even going on. And when we also went outside to smell the smoke, it kind of was terrifying.
Fire officials say the cause of that Georgetown fire is still under investigation.
Coming up next on Coast TV News today, Seizure Support in honor of Epilepsy Awareness Month. We're going to tell you how it has helped someone who's having a seizure and what people should know about that brain disease.
We're seeing the dense fog this Election Day morning, and that includes Dover, 54 for you. A foggy start for our Election Day. Take it slow on the roads on the way to the polls, then improving conditions, and we finally have some rain chances in our 10-day forecast. I'll have that after the break.
It had been an ongoing issue with the ductboard that's underneath the home, a rancid odor, and I said, I'm calling Above and Beyond, and Braden successfully eliminated all this odor. I have no more allergies, no more runny eyes. It's all gone thanks to this air scrubber. This is why I called Above and Beyond. One of the reasons that I went with Above and Beyond Services is because I believe in this product, definitely. It's a lifesaver. I can breathe, I'm so much healthier.
With more than 25 years of surgical expertise, Dr. Julie Berry is now accepting new patients at Tidal Health Ear, Nose, and Throat Surgery. Dr. Berry offers specialized care for a wide range of general ear, nose, and throat disorders. Whether you're dealing with chronic sinus issues or require advanced surgical intervention, Dr. Berry is here to provide expert care tailored to your specific needs. Discover the difference that expert care can make. Schedule your appointment today.
Pulling up to a great-looking home is nice. Curb appeal is important. But here on the coast, even more important is dock appeal. At T&G Builders, if you can dream it, we can create it. For uncompromising quality, contact T&G Builders to design and build your coastal dream home. Over 30 years of integrity, empathy, and love. T&G Builders, the sign of quality. Visit us online at tg-builders.com.
Not everyone wants a big funeral. For those seeking a simple alternative, the Eastern Shore's most trusted family and funeral service offers another option. Eastern Shore Cremation and Funeral Service is simple and affordable. A direct cremation tribute starts at just $15.95, or choose to have a small visitation service, serving Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia with easy consultation by phone and streamlined electronic documentation. Learn more at easternshorecremation.com. Eastern Shore Cremation and Funeral Services. Simply respectful.
The fear of misunderstanding or missing out on conversations can be overwhelming. As hearing fades, so does the connection to others, leading towards isolation and anxiety. An audiologist can test you and find solutions for your hearing loss. Modern hearing aids can improve your hearing and restore the joy of conversations. Call Mast Audiology to learn how Signia hearing aids can treat your hearing loss.
Don't let hearing loss silence your life.
For more information about Mast Audiology, go to delmarvaexperts.com.
All right, time is now 5:56, and it's time for a look at your forecast before you head out the door.
Yeah, Bob, let's check in one more time with those foggy conditions as people drive to work this morning.
That's right. We had the dense fog, ladies, all across Delmarva. At times, visibility will be 0 this morning. We really have to be careful. If you can delay travel till about 9 a.m., that is ideal, because until then, we have the dense fog. Use the low beam headlights for sure, and leave extra space between you and the car ahead of you. We do start to get into the sunshine as we go through your election day, and then by the afternoon we're into the mid-70s, so good visibility, and then that lasts into the evening hours. Even as the polls close this evening, we're in the 60s with clear skies. But Paul Davis 10-day forecast, 76 today, up to 80 on Wednesday, near record highs, and then that shower chance Thursday won't be a drought buster, 74, 67 on Friday. We head into the weekend a little cooler with highs into the 60s. Dry Saturday, but then better news. Look at the rain icons popping up. Maybe a rain chance Sunday into Veterans Day Monday, dry Tuesday, and then maybe another chance of a steadier rain Wednesday and Thursday. Things are looking up in the rain department for a change. More on the election day forecast coming up.
Coming up at 6, it's Election Day, and we take a look at the high-stakes Senate race in Maryland that has gained much national attention, as well as the local races taking place in Delaware. That and more when Coast TV News Today returns.